The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org.
I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tucker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hello, my dear.
Hello, Miss Peg.
And I'm so glad she's back. It's been a while. Irini-Kyriakidou-Hymel, international opera singer, and she these days is also directing at Loyola's production this weekend, actually, of the Magic Flute. Congratulations.
Absolutely, thank you.
Very
Thanks for
exciting.
having
Lots
me.
to talk about that. Making his Steppin Out debut, Rene Pierre. Yay!
How are you,
New
Peg?
Orleans artist, fine, author, float builder, and so much more we'll be talking about. Welcome to our show. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
And he's back, Frank Maselli, chairman of the board of the American Italian Cultural Centerl. They have a big event coming up, and he's going to tell us all about it. Welcome, Frank.
Ciao, everyone.
Ciao, baby. Alex Mason returns next week. Poppy, focusing on not one, but two Magazine Street spots, but first, some national news.
Some
Exciting.
big, exciting national news, and that is the James Beard semifinal nominations came out yesterday. They have a new category, and the big news is the Bricattas, our beloved Bricattas, has been nominated for Outstanding Bakery. And so big congratulations. That award, I hope they win. It's only 118 years in the making, you know. But anyway, along with that nomination, another wonderful, wonderful thing was to see Serene Mabay of Dakar, NOLA receive a nomination again this year as Emerging Chef. There he is with his mother, Kadi, and he has something new that he's offering at his restaurant on Magazine Street. On Wednesday nights only, you can get 3 courses for $55. You can make reservations for dinner anytime between 5 and 8 p.m. And it's a fantastic taste of Serene Senegalese take on New Orleans food. There's so many similarities, and that's what he illustrates. And of course, his 7-course feast continues at 7 o'clock Thursday through Saturday. Big news for us coming before Mardi Gras is that Eric Cook at Gris has opened up a new grab-and-go place just next door to his restaurant on Magazine Street, and that's Gris to go. He's got grab-and-go. He's got his chicken andouille gumbo in the case, and that is some of the best gumbo I've ever tasted. Red beans and rice, chicken stew and dumplings. There's sandwiches, salads. There's vegan options, but what everybody at home might want to know is that you can pre-order party packages. So if you're going to a ball and you need to bring along the food, he's got the ball is one package that serves 8 to 10 people, fried chicken, finger sandwiches, pasta salad, there's chips, there's cookies, and there's also a parade package that'll serve 5 to 7. So let that wonderful Eric Cook do the cooking for you. And Peggy, didn't we have a fun time here on Saturday?
We sure did.
That king cake event was just one of the most fun things I've ever attended, and WYES is such a great space for something like that.
I'm told we're going to do it again next year, so king cake and conversation.
Yay! Well, I'll tell you, I tasted some new things. One of the things I tasted was Ideal Market has a tres leches cake that they were serving. And it's maybe one of the most delicious things I ever put in my mouth. It is not too sweet. And so at any of the 5 locations locally, you can go and get whole cakes, Or good tip, those individual slices are huge, really feeds two people. But when we're talking about king cake yumminess, Copeland's of New Orleans has some offerings at the restaurant, and you can also get them through the Copeland's to go. And that is their drink, king cake tini, their Mardi Gras rum cream bread pudding. But oh, holy moly, Peggy, do you see here on this table?
Oh, is that gorgeous?
This
Ooh,
is just...
It must be like 5 pounds. Be careful,
Yes,
it's heavy.
it's very heavy. It's fabulous. And one of the exciting things about it is everybody gets a baby. So
I like that.
you can order that to go along with lots of other things. And now through February 21st, when you order any of the Mardi Gras items that we just talked about, when you're dining in, you get a doubloon that is 2-for-1 crash and burns. That's one of their special cocktails.
Ooh.
I think it's kind of a hurricane-inspired, very potent rum drink.
Oh,
so be careful about that
So
crash
this isn't
and
Lenten.
burn.
You better do this before Lent.
You
right?
got to do it before Lent, and you'll get that 2-for-1 doubloon. Have the cheesecake.
Okay, thank you so much. And turning to Irini, and Irini, to have an opportunity to see a production of the Magic Flute is pretty rare these days. Isn't
Yes,
it?
absolutely, yes. But we are very, very happy to be able to accomplish that at Loyola. It is set basically in outer space, in a mythical place between the sun and the moon. It is, we're going to have the production in 2 days, Friday and Sunday, and it is double casted. We are using all of our students, all the students that are in our opera program are performing in the opera, and not the only guest that we have is our Queen of the Night, who is the wonderful singer Nicole Heinen. Carol Rausch, who is actually like 1 foot at Loyola and with 1 foot in the New Orleans operas, their chorus master, she's the head of the opera program at Loyola and has done a fantastic work with the musical preparation of everybody. It's our honor to actually collaborate with between the collaboration between faculty and students. The orchestra is part of faculty and students instrumentalists. Drew Montague, who has been actually on Stepping Out in another capacity as a pianist while we were performing, is the conductor. I'm the stage director. We have a beautiful lighting designer, Brian Schneider, who did a wonderful work bringing my vision into life. And speaking about colors, our Mardi Gras is a very colorful production.
Well, we have, fortunately, thanks to Catherine Hewlett, we have 2 clips. And why don't you set up the 2 clips that we'll be seeing?
Well, the first clip is the second aria from the Queen of the Night. It's a very famous aria, and where she basically is bringing a dagger to her daughter Pamina, making her, ordering her to kill Zarastro so that she can take over the golden sun and like rule darkness, ruling over the light. Thankfully, she doesn't succeed, but that's what she's saying in this aria. And the second clip that we have is our beautiful, beloved character, colorful character of Papageno, who is actually the bird catcher for the Queen of the Night. And he has this panpipes that he uses to call his birds. And that's a little excerpt for that. He's actually going with Tamino on a journey in the Magic Flute to save Pamina, who is the Queen of the Night's daughter.
So now we have an exclusive look at the Magic Flute. right, so Irini, on Friday night at 7:30, Sunday at 3 p.m.
Yep.
at Roussel Hall.
Yep,
Wonderful.
absolutely.
Wow.
We cannot wait to see full seats.
Absolutely.
Full theater.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
And I know invariably someone who has not met you before is going to say, where is Irini from?
Oh, I'm from Gris, but I am an honorary New Orleanian, and I love it.
And you are part of a very dynamic couple because your
Yes.
husband is
Brian Hymel,
the wonderful
whom you're
opera
going to see in Madame Butterfly.
Yes, we have a
soon
picture
here.
later, so we'll
Yay!
show that. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
I'm glad you're
Absolutely.
here.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Renee, oh my goodness, as we talk, we're going to show all these photos flying by
yeah.
because of, I have to say, your versatility. But tell us about your company and what you do.
Okay, well, I'm a veteran Mardi Gras artist, and this dates back to the early 80s, to be honest with you. I got my start with Barth Brothers, who were the famous makers to the front gates of the 1984 World's Fair.
Those mermaids.
And I was fascinated, Peggy. I just had to get a job with those people. And I had guts. And you know how I got the job? With a miniature Mardi Gras float. I was just making them as a hobby, and I said, I'm gonna go over here. And my mom said, go, see what happens. And when I showed him the miniature float, Barry Barth, he was so impressed, he turned to his brother, get that guy, hire him.
We're going to show some of your work.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
let's
so
do it.
that's how I got started. And then later on through college, of course, it turned into mainly doing props for like special events and sort. And Barry Barth had gotten wind that the Cantrell family needed a detail artist. Well, I went to audition, and it was the Babylon Parade.
Oh.
And they were so impressed, he brought me to his father, Mr. McKinley Cantrell I, who is deceased now, the late McKinley Cantrell. And he was like, would you like to paint the rental fleet as well? Because I love what you did at Babylon. And I said, yes. And that was the start of it. I think it was around 1994, 95, something like that, you know.
Now, you also, your wife has a company as well. She makes the mini, well, you make them, but I mean,
Right.
she rents out mini floats too.
Yes, so this got started in 2018. My wife was like, you're so talented, you do all of this work for everyone. Why don't you just start your own company and lease your services out? I said, good idea. So,
Love
of
you,
course, behind every good man is a good woman. I'm gonna tell you that.
Absolutely. May I just say these are new, aren't they? The Mad Hatters, these walking
Correct.
figures.
Yeah, we did some walking heads for the crew of Mad Hatters, and those date back too, because we started with crew of Muses, and we did them for Muses. We did them in Babylon. One year we did so many parades I could hardly count, and then Katrina ruined them all.
But you also do, and this is something else that you're known for, these, I guess you call them maquettes, these miniature floats that you would put on a table? Or?
Correct. Most people would use them as decoration of sort, like for a party, a ball. And the collectors have these curio cabinets in their living room. And you would see like crowns and coconuts from Zulu, and then there's my miniature float.
I love that.
So they're collectible, and they're very expensive because they're tediously done by hand. We're trying to do some things with a mold. But
Now, I love the fact that you also collaborate, and you were saying that you sometimes work with Raul Berticelli, and this is one of his right here.
This
right?
is his son, Jonathan, who built that,
yes, Jonathan.
who owned Studio 3 on the West Bank. I employed Jonathan to build this for the crew of Orion in Baton Rouge. So it's all a team effort.
Yeah,
I'm the
that's
lead
great.
contract, and then I hire out so we could get it all done.
Well, if folks want to know more about you, though, they can go to Facebook. You've got a lot of photos and information on that. And we see this right here, or they can give you a call.
Yep.
But congratulations on all of your success. A little later, we're going to mention a book that you've recently put out, too.
Yes.
So clearly you don't sleep.
One of many, because I have a second one coming out.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad. Well, once again, welcome to our show here.
Thank you.
Sure. And moving over to Frank. Frank, you've got a big event, your annual event. Tell us about that and what it's for. Okay.
Well, next Saturday night, we'll be having a lot of fun over at the New Orleans Hilton on February 4th. Excuse me. we're going to have our 37th annual Louisiana American Italian Sports Hall of Fame Gala. It's a benefit for our American Italian Cultural Center over at 537 South Peter Street, which I know you have visited several times in the past. So this is our 37th annual event, and we have a Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame where we've inducted about 120 Italian Americans from Louisiana, from around Louisiana, sports figures who excelled nationally, internationally, or locally. And so this is a benefit for that. And we'll induct 3 people that night. We'll give out 5 other awards, including one to our friend Paul Varisco.
Yes, excited
or he'll get the Louis Prima Arts and Entertainment Award.
Yeah.
In addition, we're going to give away 6 scholarships. And our special guest will be back, Dina Martin, the daughter of Dean Martin.
Will she sing?
Yeah, she'll sing probably 3 songs. And she'll talk to the crowd, and she's a lot of fun. She's a very gracious lady.
And you've also got the NOLAs.
Okay, our main honorees are Austin and Aaron NOLA, formerly of LSU fame, and now they're both Major League Baseball players and played against each other in the pennant championship game when Philadelphia beats the San Diego Padres. Aaron's with Philly and Austin's with San Diego.
So once again, that's Saturday, September 4th, and I'll be at the Hilton, and so the proceeds to that goes to support the Cultural Center.
That's correct. So we're going to have a lot of fun, singing, dancing, a lot of good food, and we'd love to see y'all.
Yeah, well, great. And let's talk about the Cultural Center. I know that was a labor of love for your family, your daddy, Joe, and all of the members of your family have really been involved, but you now more so. And it's a really special place. The Piazza, D'Italia, is right behind it, but it's a mini museum and also gathering space for the Italian community, isn't it?
Well, back during the Moon Landrieu administration, Moon was creating monuments to different ethnic groups. So my dad and his buddies went to see Moon and said, we need to do something for the Italians. And of course, Moon's wife is part Italian. But anyway, so he thought we were going to build just a statue. Instead, we came up with this living monument, this whole square block of the fountain, and it's a great living place that's only partially developed, because a lot of people don't realize the piazza is not only the fountain in the middle, but it's the whole rest of the block. And eventually that will be developed as part of the Piazza d'Italia.
Wow, I hope so.
Nice.
And so then my dad and the group, they built the Cultural Center next door, museum, library. Then when they all moved on to the next life and they left it for me, then I decided to bring it up to date. I made it the Cultural Center. So, and I appeal to anyone who likes Italian culture, and which is a lot there. So we teach Italian language. We have trips to Italy. We have the beautiful museum that's been totally redone. And we assist people in becoming dual Italian citizens. If any of y'all have any Italian heritage, I don't know about Irina, close.
And you have special events there too. People can rent it out.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
like
That's
that part,
right.
too.
Yeah, we have a nice, beautiful room upstairs where you can hold weddings, bridal showers, whatever.
Really?
And, we have a great room up there.
Okay.
And no, it's been really good. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, and you continue to be active in so many ways with the Italian community, but we are really excited about something that you're helping to make happen occurring during Carnival.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay, this year, the crew of Rex has for their ball and for the parade, they have an Italian theme, the Palio of Siena, which is the oldest horse race in the world. It really dates back 600 years. And it's a 90-second race that's really spectacular. Well, this year, not only are we bringing the flag throwers from San Sepolcro, which we bring every year, but we're bringing them to march in the Rex Parade. They're going to perform at the Rex Ball. And the special guest of honor this year at the Rex Ball will be the Italian ambassador to the United States.
Awesome.
So it's going to be nice for Rex is really reaching out to the Italian community this year. So
I
we
just
appreciate
love
it.
that you
We
get to do
appreciate
that,
it, yeah.
right? And so the ambassador is going to be there, and we have some VIPs at the ball too. The Italian ambassador.
Oh yeah, the
right?
Italian ambassador to the United States. That's about as big as it gets. She's a
That's kind of
former
as big as it
representative. She's Italy's former representative to the UN also.
Well, Frank, I can actually speak from experience. Those tours to Italy that you all pulled together are very reasonably priced, and have had a blast. We've done a
Right, they're a
few.
lot of fun. We go to Sicily. The plan is we're going to go to Sicily twice this year and to the Amalfi Coast twice this year. And we're also promoting a trip in northern Italy around Lake Como.
Wonderful. Well, great. Thank you so much.
We have a lot of fun. Thank you.
And now it's time for our picks. Poppy.
Well, there is a great award coming up. The Dames d'Escoffier, their New Orleans chapter, is giving out a Leading from the Heart award. They're monetary awards that are going to Amanda Toops from Toops Meadery, Christina Quackenbush of Milkfish and the Good Trouble Network, and Olivia McCoy of We Help NOLA. And they'll be honored at a breakfast on Tuesday, February 7th, and it's going to be a very special time.
All right. Irene, once again.
Yes. So my husband, Brian Emmel, is going to be Pinkerton in Madame Butterfly on March 24 and 26. And
New Orleans
actually,
Opera
at New Orleans Opera Association. And actually, one of my students, who is actually Pamina in the Magic Flute, is making her New Orleans Opera debut as Kate Pinkerton, Julia Ernst. So I'm very proud of her and looking forward to that.
Well, you've performed in the New Orleans Opera too,
Yes,
haven't you?
yes, absolutely. In
Weren't you
Don
in
Giovanni
Carmen?
and Carmen, in
Yes, I remember
Michaela
that.
and Carmen. Yeah.
That was quite a production
Yes,
too,
it
because
was.
Brian was in it as well.
Brian was in it as well. It was the first time actually we were singing together in a production, so it was very, and I was pregnant with our second one, so it was like a family deal. Yes.
Wow. Oh,
It was
what a
wonderful.
great story.
Yeah.
Good. Renee.
Yeah, I'll be signing my book, Carnival Noir, at Barnes & Noble, February the 4th, and that will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So come out and buy a copy.
Yes, well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Published by Pelican, we might add, too.
Yes.
But yes, you give kind of a behind-the-scenes look at a lot of the Indians and
correct.
Zulu, of
That's
course,
right.
and it's a long list. But
It is.
Yeah.
And it's just really like a summation of how African Americans became involved in a local carnival culture.
All right, very good. Frank.
Well, I hope you out there will consider coming next Saturday, February 4th, to our Louisiana American Italian Sports Hall of Fame Gala at the New Orleans Hilton.
And once again, we've got the address for the Cultural Center at South Peters, 537 South Peters, and you can just go there. I mean, the museum is great fun, learn a lot, Monday through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But we took some Italian classes there, too. I remember that. We had great fun with all of that.
We have a
too.
wonderful teacher, wonderful Italian teacher.
Yeah. And before my picks, though, we did want to mention the passing of Betty Baggert, who was a part of the WYES family. She produced The Garden Show, a weekly program that ran for over a decade, and volunteered countless hours to our fundraising events, including the auction. She was also a nationally recognized plant expert with a focus on live oaks. Her dedication to City Park, many local garden clubs, and other organizations was matchless. She was also a public relations consultant. Betty was a very kind and caring person. We're really going to miss her. The play Cry It Out, concerning the parenting experience, opens tonight at the Marquette Theater at Loyola, produced by Crescent City Stage, and we'll be talking more about it in the coming weeks. Go to crescentcitystage.com for more info. Haydell's Bakery is now selling king cake brittle, yet another new take on the New Orleans dessert tradition. My goodness, it just keeps on going.
When is king cake not king cake?
I'm telling you, really, good question, And on Saturday at Garden District Books, there will be Mardi Gras themed book signings. And my goodness, storytelling and other activities. Appearing will be Matt Haynes, who has that, brand new children's book called The Little Book of King Cake, and is the author of The Big Book of King Cake. And then Johanna Goldstein, and she is the co-author of I Want to Do That focuses on local carnival marching and walking crews. And by the way, Rosary O'Neill and Rory Schmidt will be discussing their brand new book on Edgar Degas in New Orleans at Garden District next Thursday at 6 p.m. The famed Ballet de Trocadero from Monte Carlo has returned to New Orleans for a Saturday night performance presented by the New Orleans Ballet Association. And next Thursday, right after Steppin Out, Errol Laborde, Arthur Hardy, and I have a preview of the Carnival season with a special edition of Steppin Out. Go to WYES.org for info on all of our WYES Mardi Gras related programs. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you for
No
having
problem.
us.
We can't get tired of talking about Mardi Gras, right?
No, we've got weeks to go.
List
Weeks to
goes
go.
on. Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org.